All right. I think it's time to unleash this mastermind. So, first of all, I see a lot of you posting, Rajiv's got talent. Well, I got AI talent. I don't know about the real talent, but so that song was made in less than 2 minutes. It's not my voice. It is ChatGPT wrote the lyrics for me, and Suno did the song for me. So, I will include a link to the song in your homework assignment. We are beginning a journey, folks. And before I share a little presentation, today is a kickoff to a mastermind series that I have um, looked back on my journey that started November 30th, 2022, when ChatGPT first launched. And the last 2.5 years, I have obviously embraced AI to a level where I have realized serious improvements in my productivity, which I will share. And we'll dive in. So, first things first, this is a 20-part webinar series. My goal is not to go fast and go alone. I want to go far and go together. I am committed. So you will never see any session be overwhelming, very basic, but I'll do hands-on things. And all of you, the way you commit to learning is not just being on my webinar and not doing a follow-through. So every session will have a simple handout. I'll show you all the resources when I'm done with my presentation, where you can get recordings of a session I get. It is 20 Thursdays, 12 noon to 12:30, 12:40, and I'll take some Q&As based on time. But the key is you can catch up if you miss us Thursday, if you're on vacation, client meetings, etc. I get it. But I have put those 30 Thursdays or 20 Thursdays till end of December on my calendar because I'm deeply committed to building the largest contingent of AI skilled agents in the country. And so if you make it all the way through December, and follow through, you will be in the top 1% of agents that are skilled with AI to boost your productivity. That is my commitment to all of you. So we should build in the journey, right? So before I start, I do want to give you a couple of quick polls because we got a few hundred people on. I just want to get a sense on where you are with this. There's no right or wrong answer. I just wanted to ask the question, okay? So you should see a poll that says, how frequently do you use AI tools? Um, and this is simply gauging generative AI. Somebody asked me a question today. Does it include AI that's working in our background like Google Maps? No, no, no. I'm talking specifically about, thank you, Mike Civil, all day. So, and my goal is not just to take you to all day, but proficient all day. And that's a big gap, and I'm going to help you fill that gap. So, yeah, we got a few hundred answering. I'll get to 70% participation, and I'm going to end that poll. Um, Bonnie wants, yeah, you're going to have to wait, Adi. Okay. All right. I want to take a screenshot. So I'll read out this just for the interest of time. 16% of you are multiple times a day. Daily is 20% of you. 27% is weekly, rarely 26. 11 is never. So 16% is multiple times. That's pretty consistent. I use AI so often that I am probably closer to 10 plus times a day in various tools. So, and the only difference between me as I start this journey with all of you and the many of you that are watching is that I've just had too many light bulb moments with AI, so I know what's possible to help you, the real estate professional. And my goal is to help you realize those light bulb moments so you learn and become AI skilled so it helps your business. And if it helps your business, it's going to help your clients. So that's the purpose. Okay, I've got one out of the way, one more poll, and we're going to dive in here. So, do you pay for any monthly subscriptions? So, again, I want to just kind of see where you land on this. And I will get to 70% and I will share where we land. Again, I put like ChatGPT, it could be Gemini, it could be Claude, basically the large language models, and we are at 75%. I love the participation. I appreciate that. All right, so we are at 21% of you pay, 79% of you don't. And that's going to be important as we go through the journey. My goal, and I want to stop that. Okay. So my goal is not to introduce you to too many tools. That's not my goal. Again, remember, overcome the overwhelm. That's our purpose today and really this journey. But there will be tools. If you get skilled with AI at the end of it, you will realize, as an example, I'll take ChatGPT. ChatGPT is good at a lot of things, but it sucks at images today at the time of this recording or webinar. So if you're into images, I'm going to have to introduce you to an image specific tool. So as we go along, we may get to 3 to 5 tools. And if you're into music, you may be into Suno, right? So you get that. So by being skilled, you recognize what I call as your AI tool set that works for you as an agent. Uh, so I just wanted you to kind of hold on to that because as we go into it, 80% of you that are on the call don't have an AI tool you pay for today. Um, in my mind, AI is your affordable leverage. But so today's session, I'm going to show you some of the free ChatGPT. I'm going to start at the base, but sooner than later, you will realize you're going to hit limits, and you may realize 5% improvement of productivity with the free ChatGPT. But what if you could get 30%, like I do, and some of the people on the call do, with the paid one? So you're going to have to upgrade at some point, sooner than later. And I'll tell you this about AI subscriptions. I've have a few. Never ever buy anything for a year because stuff changes too fast. Do month to month. So it's probably worth that as well. So leave that as may. So, all right, so let me just share the screen. I'm gonna run through a quick presentation because it's our first session. So you're aware of what we're gonna obviously talk about. And this presentation, if I can actually get to my screen beyond Suno, there we go. I even built this whole presentation deck for the session with AI. Okay, if I didn't have AI, I don't know what I would do with myself right now. All right, so the purpose of the mastermind, again, you got to make a 20-week commitment or 20 session watch and do commitment, is to help you level up because some of you are basic AI or no AI use, and some of you are doing a little bit more. Even if you're doing a little bit more, you're going to get something out of every session, I promise. Level up, and then we'll start to look at solutions that automate things you're doing as an agent, whether it's prospecting, working with buyers, working with sellers, all of those things. And the goal is to eventually dominate. And as you go on this journey for an AI skilled agent and boost, I get 30% lift in my productivity. The biggest benefit you will get with AI is the gift of time. It'll give you back time on things that you wanted to do, but you couldn't. But AI helps you get there. So you have the gift of time. Okay. So 2025 is going to be separation season. Again, you're going to get the deck, all the resources I want to share with you, a simple site you're going to get access to that everything is available in one place, recordings, all that. And as I start, you're welcome to post stuff in the chat comments, but if you have any questions specifically on material I want to cover, I'm going to go live as well here shortly in like 5 minutes. Post in the Q&A. So my purpose is to go to about 12:30, 12:35 as I finish the presentation. I will do Q&A and I'll hang for a little while after that. If you want to ask questions, fine. But I want to make in the interest of time, and I will attempt to end every session in 45 minutes. So the journey this week, this year, for all of you that have joined here, is to make you AI skilled. And it is going to be separation season. Why the mastermind is for you? It's hands-on learning. I'm going to be hands-on. You can watch. And then I'm going to give you that hands-on exercise in a simple assignment. And I looked at this week's assignment. It'll probably take you 30 minutes to do. And you need to make that commitment between sessions before we get to the next one. And then the next one's going to be different than what we're going to cover today. No 2 sessions are identical. Okay, we're going to build on it, and it'll give you the gift of time as you keep going. Okay, all right. And here's my journey. My journey has been, I've been using AI daily, multiple times a day, and now it's just very involved in everything I do in my role. And I've developed an AI first mindset. And repeatedly ask myself the question, anytime you sit in front of a computer, now I get our business is human, that's never going to go away, client and relationships, the most important part. But everything we do on a computer um, can be AI assisted. I didn't say will be, because it just AI is not going to help you in everything. But if you learn the skill, you will be able to leverage some of that stuff. And that's where we're going on this journey. And I've received a 30% productivity boost, and I don't consider myself an expert. No one is today. It's just 2 years young. But I do consider myself a power user, and I want to get that number up to 50, 60% productivity boost as I'm going on this journey with you. And I listen to multiple podcasts, AI podcasts a week to do one thing, so you don't have to listen to them. Okay. I will recommend one podcast, but the reason for that for me is to learn the best ideas and put it through and share that on this journey with you. I've mapped out the next 10 sessions topics wise. I don't know what we're going to talk about in session 15 through 20, but I guarantee you it will be building on what we're learning, because I want to bring you the best and the truest information that's working for you, and not talk knowledge and theory. If I present an idea, I've tried it, I've used it, and it works. And I want to bring receipts because I respect the time you've invested in this journey for yourself. And I'm not going to take that for granted. Okay. First things first. And our director of risk and compliance is going to like this slide. This is the only slide for Kurt. Everything else is for the agent. Every one of you that is attending this, many of you are from Fox Roach, some people outside, you owe it to yourself to read your organizational's AI policy. If you're with Fox and Roach, just search in AI for policy and you're going to find it. But go read it, understand it, ask questions, make sure you know the limits and the boundaries of AI. Okay? All right. Our journey, we're going to start with a little bit of leveling up, and no one session is overwhelming at all for you. Okay, because it's 30 minutes, simple stuff. I'm going to do demos, and you can internalize, okay, that makes sense, and you go do it with the homework. Then we're going to get into business analysis, like market analysis. How are we going to help you? AI is going to help you there. Videos, images, lead generation. All these are sessions and topics we're going to dig into. We're going to find solutions that help you automate things over time. And then at the end of it, you will be powered to dominate. Okay. So some definitions would be good. So let me just kind of spotlight it so it's easier to see each session. So traditional AI, again, we're talking about being skilled with AI. So you need to understand some terms, just sort of file it away. Traditional AI has been in our lives for many years. Think of, Netflix, iPhone, all that stuff, traditional AI. They weren't built on predefined rules. They're rule-based and predictive, right? If you put your face in, to Face ID on iPhone, it knows it's you because it's predictive. It's not going to show somebody else, right? It's not going to recognize somebody else. So that's traditional AI. But generative AI, November 20th, 30th, when it launched, is creative and adaptive, which means it can create an entirely new set of content, text, images, videos, and code, just analyzing or predicting from existing data. So you using AI and me using AI, the output could be very different based on how we use it. It's very generative. That's the word generative that comes in. Okay, so it can handle multiple tasks. The other one is the word you hear is large language model. Very simply, all it means is it's an AI system that's trained on huge volumes of text, enabling it to generate human sounding language and answer questions. Large language models are ChatGPT is a large language model owned by OpenAI. Gemini from Google, Claude, Anthropic, all these are large language models. Prompt became very popular. Prompt engineering, it's not a technical term, but that's the input or question you give to a model like ChatGPT to guide it in it generating a response. Okay, last thing. GPT, you hear this all the time. What does it stand for? Generative Pre-trained Transformer. So generative is very simply creates new text images, generate stuff, analyzing data. Pre-trained, we're going to look at this. The model is trained on massive amounts of text, images, videos in some cases, and data. I call it the knowledge cutoff. So it knows the internet. It's the best, most smartest friend you know, but doesn't get it right all the time. Transformer is a type of AI architecture that processes words, allowing for more natural, and they're getting real good with this, and contextually relevant responses. So that's what GPT stands for. So if you ever are asked about that, you now know. Okay, so our series will use AI too. There'll be sessions dedicated to this, okay? Content creation, market expertise, online presence. How can AI help you with your online presence? Lead generation. We're going to talk a lot about these topics. I'm not just touching on these. AI agents are simply AI for a specific purpose that do things very autonomously with human in the loop, okay? Specialized AI apps. Like I said, ChatGPT is good at a lot of things, but if you're going to do video, you don't just need chat, you need video specific tools. And video creation, same thing. Research and analysis. There are some tools that are really good with research. You need to know that so you can use it effectively. This is how you develop your I call it stack of tools. Very limited number. It's not overwhelmed, right? Okay, so here's your road to your AI mastery. I'm going to dive into some demos. You got to have AI favors the curious and marketing favors the bold. But you got to be curious before that song I showed you earlier. I did a Valentine Day song for my wife, and she thought it was the best gift I gave her in the last 10 years. And I've spent a lot of money on gifts, by the way. But she thought some of the best things we do are because you're curious and you do them, and AI is favors the curious. So be curious. Because if you're curious, you develop an understanding and then a little bit of experimentation. But my mastermind series is I'm doing a lot of experimentation because I use it every day, multiple times a day. And if you are an agent or a brokerage leader on this webinar, you're doing something cool with AI, feedback is a gift. Okay. I embrace it as a gift. Please let me know. And if you hear some things here that you feel you want to give me some feedback, please do, because I want to make it better for everybody. Okay, so experimentation a little bit, but hopefully if you follow along, I've already done the experimentation. You just sort of do and internalize it and integrate it into your workflow, right? Not everything I cover, you need to embrace everything at the level that I cover it, but you will embrace it and integrate it when it becomes part of your day, like how often you use your phone, you don't even think about it. AI will become that for you if you become skilled. And then at that point, at the end of the journey, you will be transformed. Your business will be transformed because it is integral to your business and you know how to use it, when to use it, and more importantly, when not to use it. Okay. All right. Being in the know, last slide before we go live. If there's one podcast, not because I host it, you need to listen to every week, is the Real Estate AI Flash podcast. It is a weekly podcast available on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music. It's short, bite-sized episodes. I interview thought leaders, agents across the country, and I get the best ideas. I'm fortunate to be interviewing guests because I learn from them. But when you listen to a podcast while you're driving, and we all drive as real estate agents, you will get some of the best ideas. And again, I'm empowering you to be AI skilled. And that's why you're on this podcast. So on this webinar, listen to it and you will get some good ideas from it. I have a playbook that I'm going to share these resources. All that is on the one resource I'm going to share with you, which it's a 33-page ongoing digital playbook that's on version 8. And you just bookmark it's a digital one. And I have a weekly newsletter with over 3,000 people that are subscribed to it. And I write about certain things, introduce them. Again, with the whole idea is no overwhelm. It's just bite-sized information, just like this webinar series is designed to. Okay, I'm going to stop the share. And now I will get into sharing my screen. Okay, and we're going to dive in to doing some basic stuff. And some of you, if you've doing the paid, some of this you may have already done, but I'm pretty sure some of you have not done it. Okay. To respect the fact that 80% of the does not have the paid version of ChatGPT, I've created just for this webinar a free version of ChatGPT, and I have the pro version. There's three levels to ChatGPT. Again, today is going to focus on foundation elements that you get it out of the way and you know what to do, etc. But I might switch tools based on the topic. Like video, I might switch to a different tool, walk you through it, how to use it, all that. So I have a free version for the demo, but I will quickly move to the plus version, which is 20 bucks a month. There is a pro version, which I am testing, okay, month to month, $200. I'm not recommending that. But eventually, at the sooner you get to the plus on ChatGPT, I think you'll maximize your learnings, but exhaust the free stuff before you get to the max, okay? But get to the plus. So plus is 20, free is, as it says, it's free. So first things first, okay? If you've not done this yet, you ought to, and this works on all, click on your profile at the top. And if you click settings, I want to walk through this because most people probably have not paid attention to the settings. It's important. And you do it once and you know where to go. Again, it's all about being skilled. Theme is, you see the color in the background. If I go dark, it goes dark. That's what there is. System is just fine. Let me walk through personalization. We're going to come to this. So there's two things in ChatGPT. One is custom instructions, and I want to show you that in a second. Custom instructions simply tell ChatGPT how to internalize some knowledge. So when I ask you a question, assume you know this every single time. Hold that thought. We're going to come to that. Memory is, as you chat with ChatGPT, it's going to remember a lot of things that you've chatted about. So you don't need to go ask that question. But memory, just like our human brain, it's limited. So you can't rely on memory, but memory just personalizes the conversation. Custom instructions tailors the conversation every single time based on your preferences. And I'll show you my custom instructions so you can see it. And one of the homework assignments is to go build your own custom instructions, okay? Speech, this is fun, okay? I'm gonna do a little demo of this. This is basically one of the, I'm into a little bit of predictions also as you go through the webinar series. I believe voice computing, people talking to AI, is going to explode in 2025. And I'm going to show you ways you can participate in this and use it for your own benefit. So this is saying what kind of voice you like ChatGPT to have. So if I play this, let me just make sure sound is good on this. I will, let me just play this.
Hey, what's up? Feel free to ask me about anything that's on your mind. I'm ready to go.
Okay.
Hey, what's up?
You can change there's plenty of voices. So, but when you start talking to ChatGPT, female voice, male voice, all that stuff, it does a pretty good job at language. But if you're bilingual, if you want to switch the language, you can. It picks up English pretty good. Data controls, okay? Important to know, okay? You don't want to put any client confidential or your confidential information into ChatGPT. However, you need to know, improve the model for everyone. If you click this, which means anything you put into ChatGPT, it's telling you that it can use that information. You can turn it off. It's telling you it's going to use that information to train the model. Okay. Include your audio recordings, video. It's obviously off. You can turn this off. Okay. Boom. Anything you do in there, but I still would caution people to upload, as an example, your blood work. Okay. People get it. It might give you a good recommendation, but it knows your client info, it knows your personal information. So be very careful putting anything that includes clients and your personal information that's, identifiable information. Stay away from that. But I like to improve the model because I don't do any client confidential, so I wanted to improve. But that's just me. But use this. Builder profile is more techy. I'm not going to touch that. Connected apps. You can connect Google Drive, OneDrive. So if you're referencing a document, you could do that. Okay. Last thing, security. Probably a very good idea to set up multi-factor authentication. So nobody's logging into your ChatGPT account, etc. Good to do. Okay. Okay. First things first, let me show you mine. And I'm going to go to, probably should share the whole screen here so it's easier for, let me just do the desktop. Yeah. Okay. You see my free ChatGPT, but I'm also going to fire up my paid ChatGPT because I'm and I want to show you my custom instructions, okay? Really quickly. Sharon Satterfield, you raised your hand. I will not be able to get to you anytime soon since there's about 500 people on, but I appreciate it. Hang on a second. Okay, so ChatGPT. I'm going to go to my ChatGPT. This is you'll see here Pro, but I want to show you my custom instructions, okay? And it's under personalization, custom instructions. So this is what I've given it, okay? And you should do this. This is part of your homework assignment. What should ChatGPT call you? Rajiv. Be good. What do you do? Gave my title, whatever. What traits should ChatGPT have? Use a casual tone. Again, keep the output at an 8th grade level. Keep your opinions neutral. Always stay concise. Never use delve, game changer in your outputs. If you know ChatGPT, it uses game changer all the time. Keep your use of emojis to a minimum. Take a forward-thinking view. That's me. I want you to go do yours, and you can adjust it over time. Anything else, Chad? I'm a marketing tech enthusiast in the real estate industry, host a podcast, whatever. Okay, so it knows that about me. But it's very general, but it knows some background. You don't want it to go very deep because this applies to all chats you start. You can obviously turn it off, but the reason for custom instruction is to personalize your experience, okay, and what you like. For example, if you are someone that writes in a conversational style, or a bulleted form, put that in there for ChatGPT so it doesn't come up with something you don't like. And that is where I think you need to start kind of modifying that. Okay. Okay. The next thing, manage memory. So memory is just your conversation ChatGPT and it remembers stuff. So if I click that, you will see a bunch of stuff here. Okay. That I've sort of done recently. It knows all this. It's just a memory. So if I go to ChatGPT and ask, what do you know about me? And it's gonna spit out all the stuff from a combination of my interaction with AI in memories and custom instructions. And that is a pretty accurate overview of what I do with it. That's the journey. Okay, that's the kind of stuff that you want to go towards. Okay. Let me start to get into something else. Let me go to the switch. I'm going to switch screens between the free and the paid. So you sort of have a free understanding of what's going on. So the next thing you want to understand, remember we talked about generative pre-trained. So if I were to ask it, what is your knowledge cutoff? Again, this prompt is in your homework assignment, okay? It's telling me it knows everything that is published publicly up until June 2024. Okay. However, sometimes it can say, I can fetch the latest information from the web if needed. And it does that occasionally, but you can't count on it. Okay. So what was the latest score in the Super Bowl? Okay, let me just ask it that. Okay. And it is searching. You saw that it's searching the web. Sometimes it gave me the score from the last time before June, so whatever the early 2024 score was. So if you ever want the web to be referenced, which is what it did here, the way to do that would be to click search the web so it ensures the question not only takes all the knowledge it has up until June, but also beyond that to today. Okay. So that's the beauty of the search piece. Important. If you don't use it, your results may not be what you see on screen. Sometimes it references the internet. Sometimes 2 days ago, if I didn't use the search, it told me the score from the Super Bowl early 2024 because that's all it had, right? So using the search, this internet thing is really good here for you, okay? The next one I want to show you is the voice mode. Again, remember I told you voice computing is going to explode? Voice mode is very, very powerful. And this is where I think as you move from the free to the paid, you will see it. So I'm going to take my paid ChatGPT and I want to show you a little demo, okay? And it's there. If you download your ChatGPT app, and I'm going to, the link is in the homework assignment. If you don't know, I met a few people today that thought they were using the ChatGPT app, but they were using a different version of someone's AI app. So make sure you have the right app. But this button right here is available in your app and on your computer. Okay. So same thing. This is a free one. So use voice mode. I want to do a little demo for you because nothing like a demo, right? Stop share. Okay, let me just make sure I can share the voice as well. Yeah, that's what I need. I'm gonna make sure I click that because that's important to this demo. So here it is. I'm using the plus version. In this case, it's pro, but it's the same concept. So I click it. It's gonna come up with this. Hey, chat.
Hey, Rajiv, what's up?
Hey, can you tell me who Rajiv Sajja is in real estate?
Rajiv Sajja is a senior vice president of digital marketing and innovation, focusing on AI in the real estate industry. He's also a marketing tech enthusiast and hosts an AI podcast for real estate professionals. Anything specific you'd like to know?
How many episodes has he done in Real Estate AI Flash?
Rajiv Sajja's Real Estate AI Flash podcast has 64 episodes.
You're pretty good, by the way.
Thanks, Rajiv. I appreciate that.
Can
Anything
you
else
say
you'd
the
like to
last
know?
thing you stop? Can you say the last thing you said in Spanish?
Claro. ¿Hay algo más que te gustaría saber?
Gracias, gracias.
De nada, de nada.
All right. You get that. Okay. My point is, I want you to test and use voice mode because I believe technology use is still quite complicated. I'm not talking about AI specifically. All things technology. The way you're going to use voice mode is very powerful to embrace AI. Give you an example. I was in my car coming back from DC 2 weeks ago. I turned on voice mode and I started having a conversation with AI and learned about some topics that I was not educated on. In 2 hours, I became more of an expert, and it was just a conversation. So, homework assignment is there to play with voice mode. Okay. All right. Next thing, let me go back to the free version of ChatGPT. So we're still on track here. Okay, let me just start a new thing. Okay. So a couple of things more I want to introduce to you. One, when you start asking it, let's just ask it. Let me actually go to the previous here. Oh, let me show one more thing. On the left side, when you start a chat, some of you may know this, but I'm introducing you all concepts. It it automatically sort of picks up a name for the chat. And if I were to go to my actual chat GPT, you will see there is a ton. So it's very easy to get confused on this with the chats you're having, multiple chats. So you can go here and rename it. So let's say I want to rename this to just knowledge cutoff. Okay, I've done that. And as a result, I could have a lot of chats, but I could do search chats with words. Like I could type in cut off. And it would show me the chat. So you can get lost if you have too many chats on the left. So you can rename chats. Okay, that's one. The other thing that most people may not know is when I ask this early question here, what is your knowledge cutoff? Let's say I wanted to tweak this prompt. The better way to do it, one way is re-ask it, what is your knowledge cutoff with anything else. But something to know is if you hover over the prompt, you get the edit button. You could edit it. And let's say what is knowledge cutoff? And let's say and highlight your the last two times it was updated. So when you do this, it's going to change and give you this bar here. So at this point, see, is an AI angle in my knowledge cutoff currently was up to 2023. Prior to this, it was September 2021, and now I can go between those chats at the top versus trying to scroll through a whole bunch of stuff. So that's good for you to know that you can edit a prompt and don't have to reprompt the whole thing if you miss something. Okay. The other thing I want to talk about as we sort of wind down some of these things is you can share chats as well. So if I'm working with, let's say, Mike, who's on the call, we were both at different places, I could work on something and share a chat. Click the share button. It'll share this entire chat with someone else. And you simply create a link and the share is there. You don't want to do this because you're just sharing it with somebody that has the link. But if you share this, then if somebody Googles it, they can find this chat, which is not the intended. So I copy this link, and that link is always there. And then you can go under settings, personalization, data control, sorry, shared links, and that link is there. See that? And if you're done sharing the link and you want to get rid of it, you simply highlight it and blow it up there. Okay, so it's all there. So you can share links or share chats, I should say. The other thing I wanted to talk about and let you be aware of, and this works with all plans, but obviously we're in the free, we'll quickly move to the paid, by the way, is the concept of editing certain pieces. Okay, for example, let me just start a new chat. Write a 1,000-word blog post about 10 things to do in Philadelphia. Okay, let's just, concept is not the prompt, but I just wanted to write a bunch of stuff. Okay, and there it is. Okay, so it's going to spit out a bunch of stuff. Now you're writing this, let's just assume you're writing this. Again, we'll do specific things for content creation. This is not about that. This is about touching about basic features. So there's like 10 things it's written. It's still writing. But what if you liked like 90% of this and you want to edit like few pieces? That is, if those of you that use Google, you realize Google Docs Sheets has collaboration is one of the best things Google does. But there's a mode that's available, feature for even the free ones, something called Canvas. Okay. And what Canvas says is, I'm going to just say this, it's finished. Okay. So it's finished. Give me the 10. Open, you can do this a variety of ways. Open the above chat in Canvas. And what it's going to do is Canvas is a feature, okay, to utilize this, you select, okay, it's telling me select, okay. Okay, it's giving me all these videos to open. Okay, so let me just go up there and edit the prompt, open. And you can also add this in your custom instructions, by the way. Anytime you come up with more than 1,000 words, open Canvas in default. Open Canvas with output. Okay, see what it does now. It's writing it, but I've just given it specific instructions, and let me see what it does. Okay, it's writing it. It's still writing it. Some of the advantages of doing a live demo is we're going to succeed sometimes, and sometimes we might not succeed. Okay, so I'm going to stop this, and I'm simply going to type in Canvas. And the free version may be struggling here with Canvas. So I'm going to actually switch, stop. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to say Canvas. Okay, this is what I want to show you. Okay, this is one of the reasons why, sometimes the limits on the free, I must have exhausted the limits. Here it is, okay? I want to show you Canvas because it's very important for editing things that it generates. Okay, so Canvas is the ability for seeing content that you can edit. What if you like 95% of what you saw, but you didn't do the other part? Okay, so let it finish. It's not much here. So once it's done, okay, there we go. I want to show you this on the right side. So Canvas is basically showing everything you created on the right. You can edit, you can kind of prompt it here on the left, but I want to show you these controls. Suggest edit. So for example, let's just say I want to change just this one line, okay? And you can do other things with it. Adjust the length, reading level, final polish, emojis, but I'm going to say suggest edit, okay? And I'm going to go right here, creates custom GPTs, okay. Maybe, oh, you gotta, it's very finicky. Okay, so I'm going to say, you can just say this and see what the box pops up. You can bold it, italic, whatever, but ask ChatGPT. Can you list a couple of his GPTs? Just a specific ask. Let's see what it does. But that's the point. You're going and editing specific things. that he's done, including an AI marketing strategist under his name. Okay, there we go. It's founded from somewhere, obviously, but the concept is you can edit in Canvas. Very important, available in all modes, but today, Free said, I can't work with Canvas anymore. So I had to go to my pro version. So wanted to show you that. The other thing that's important, that if you don't have it already, I use it all the time, is if you click on your name, and since it recognizes that I'm on a Windows machine, I'm in a Mac machine, download the Mac OS app. You have a Windows app, you can use it. If your computer allows downloads, especially if you're in companies and stuff like that, but just make sure you can download the apps, get it for your phone, get it for your computer, make sure you're set to go with that stuff. And I'll show you an example. Right down here, I have ChatGPT. I have other apps, which we're going to get into later, but I use it all the time in an app format because I can start to do things like upload files, screenshots. A lot easier for me in apps on Mac, but it's a preference, but download it. And if you're into that, you will obviously be very productive, ultra productive. Okay. In the interest of time, I'm going to get to the resources and announce what we're going to do next session, which is 2 weeks from now in your homework. Okay. Okay. Let's go to this page right here. So there's two kinds of people here, people that are in Foxroach, people that are from all over the country, and we've kind of opened it up, obviously, for others. So realestateaiflash.com is a website that is the name of the podcast. Now you will see, if you've not been there, if I were to hit refresh, I'm going to cover the resources that are available to you. And if you're with Fox and Roach, it's also available through ACE. If you type in Mastermind, you'll get to it. You can subscribe to the weekly newsletter when you get there. If you click on Mastermind, it will be taken to a site that will house the recordings. There's a placeholder for this, but sometime this afternoon, this will be updated with the recording for this session in case somebody that's not attending can watch, or you miss a future session. You also have all of the podcast stuff, but more importantly, I want to cover this, materials and assignments. Every week, you will get an assignment because if you don't internalize the knowledge, you're going to lose it. And you click that, there's week one assignment, updated 11:41 a.m. this morning. All right, when I double click it, what are you going to see here? Very simple stuff, but my presentation from today, Mastermind theme song, some of you asked for it. Somebody's already on it. Pretty impressive. Multitasking there, huh? All right, so to-dos, log into ChatGPT, go through the settings, stuff we covered, download the ChatGPT app. By the way, I point you to resources where you should go on your phone and download the right ChatGPT app. Type the prompt, what is your knowledge cutoff? Use voice mode and have a conversation about any topic. Start a new chat. Read your company's AI policy. And again, this stuff will kind of evolve as the lessons go far. And here's another assignment I'm going to give you. Listen to one of our podcasts, Real Estate AI Flash. There's 64, as ChatGPT told us. And let me know what you liked about it. That's your assignment. Okay. And every week, and you can obviously listen to more episodes, but that's the plan for today. I know we hit the mark. I just need to plan how much we cover. But the next one, I want to stop the share here. And I want to announce that the next one, thank you, Peggy. The next session is going to be about effective prompting techniques and how to get the best output of ChatGPT. That's the focus for the next session, and we're going to keep building. Okay, and that's the way you become AI skilled. So, Regina, the homework is available at realestateaiflash.com. Click on Mastermind. Let me share that link again. I'll post it in the chat, but it's very easy, realestateaiflash.com. And you click on Mastermind. It will take you to the site. You click on materials and assignments. And this will never change for the duration of our webinar series. Okay. Let me cover one more thing because it's important for you to know. Playbook is here. Okay. I have an Instagram channel where I drop tips on AI. You want to join not that, but okay, keep going down. I'll come to that in a second. There is, interesting. Okay, there is an Instagram channel that I have that, okay, there we go. Okay, keep going on the homepage. Join now on Instagram. There's over 600 people there. That's where I post some upcoming tips that I've tested. I don't share anything that's theory. It's all tested stuff. Join that when you get a chance. Last but not the least, I am working on a real estate AI academy, putting the final touches to it. If you go through this series, you will breeze through the academy and hopefully get a certification that you're skilled in AI. That's what's coming. So you can sign up for the wait list here. There's a few hundred people that already signed up. That's there. So all things you need are at realestateaiflash.com. And if you're with Fox and Royce, they're also available through ACE under Mastermind and Policies. And that, we went 4 minutes over. I appreciate you hanging on. There's still several of you that have been there. And hopefully this was a good start, foundation, but we got to get the basics out. Just like a house, you got to have a good foundation before you build the building. And so I appreciate you, and we'll talk to you in 2 weeks, okay? With your homework assignment. I'm not going to pick on you, but that's how you internalize the knowledge. And my goal has always been with this webinar series to just start slow, not overwhelm, but keep building. And when you get to December, you will be in the top 1% of agents in the country that are absolutely killing it with AI because you know the foundations well. So that's my focus. Thank you so much for all the wonderful comments. Now go do your homework, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Appreciate it.